Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. For my subscribers and regular viewers, you'll notice I'm not in my little room in Hornchurch, and that's because I'm at the New City College in Redbridge. Today's the 31st of March 2019, and in 3 days' time, on the 3rd of April, it will mark 38 years since my first Level 42 concert, and basically it was here. Back in 1981 it was simply known as Redbridge College. I did pop down here the other day, and the actual hall that I met Mike, Boone and Phil in is no longer there. It used to be over there, but unfortunately it's gone now, so that's progression for you. But yeah, the story started with I walked into my sister's bedroom early 1981, and on her turntable was this 12-inch single going around with a blue and yellow label, and I said to Gina, "Who's this?" And she goes, "Oh, it's a new band called Level 42. I said, "Oh, I like this," and a few weeks later I saw an advert in the Ilford Recorder saying that Level 42 were playing here at Redbridge College. So I called up some of my mates. We had a posse at the time called the Havering Funk Force, and if I remember rightly, there was Gary Taylor, Colin Sladden, Dave Redden, Glenn and Ian Nicol, and Jeanette and Jackie Warham all came. Oh, and Gary Taylor, if I didn't mention him, all came here, and basically I think there was about 80 to 90 people in the audience, so we made up nearly 10% of the audience. We were right down the front giving it lots of whoa, whoa. And after the gig I simply asked one of the stagehands if we can go and meet the band, and when we went backstage, Mike, Boone and Phil were really hospitable, and basically said, "Well, what's all this Havering Funk Force lark like?" And things must have progressed very, very well, because next month, which was the end of May, I went to see them at the Venue in London, and I'd already got myself on the guest list, which I've now progressed on to 64 Level 42 stroke Mark King gigs since then, and I was actually totting up the other day, I've also seen Pete Ray Biggins' band PB Underground twice, and I saw him and Mark perform at the London Drum Show, and also I've seen Mike and Phil's things that they've been doing recently. I've seen them 3 times, so it actually makes up 70 Level 42 related gigs over the last 38 years. Now, I never knew the actual date of this particular gig, and I never kept a ticket to it, although I've kept about 40 tickets along the way, and my gratitude goes to Paul Waller. Paul bought the master tapes to Strategy, or as we all know it, the early tapes, about 2 years ago from a lady called Margaret Bland. She'd had them under her bed for the last 20 years, and along with the master tapes came a scrapbook that Andy Soiker had put together. Now in that was, unfortunately this is a bit blurry, but this is one of the things that Andy had cut out and put in his scrapbook, and as you can see, NME stands for New Musical Express, 28th of March 1981, and you won't be able to see it, but basically it does actually say Redbridge College for 3rd of April there. So as I said, that's how I actually know that this was the first date, or my first gig. Now, if you do watch my clips, you'll see that I've been to 2 gigs recently. The 606 Club on the 6th of December was with Mike, Phil, Wally and the lovely Sophie Lord. I did get Wally to sign a picture of me, which I'd taken the previous time I saw him. That's actually Wally's wife in the background, and there's Raymond Pursued and Keith Riley also in the background. Now at that gig, that was the last gig that unfortunately I met Rachel Campbell at, because obviously on the 6th of February she succumbed to a 20-year battle with cancer. I did go with my Level 42 buddies Raymond Pursued, Matt Adshed and Pete and Sue Dialska to the funeral. Oh, wouldn't you just believe it? And I must admit, it's amazing how much of an influence that the band have had on Rachel's life, just like mine and many other of you as well. We walked into the crematorium and Something About You was playing, and both the speeches of her husband Mark and her son Ben were involved. A lot of stories about Level 42. The other gig I went to recently was seeing PB Underground. I had a very, very good chat with Pete after the gig. Now I do know he does occasionally watch my clips, so Pete, thank you very much for the time that you allocated me. I actually asked him about getting you know, the phone call of joining Level 42. And he did tell me quite a good little story. I won't tell it all to you, but basically, when the phone rang, there's this voice saying, "Hello, it's Mark King here," and he put his finger on the speaker of the phone and went like this, which was a nice story. Now also what happened to me at that gig is I talked to Emma Smith, Dan Pearce and Ben Jones, the guitarist. Now I'm chatting away to Ben and I just said, "Oh, what else do you do? What other bands are you involved in?" And he said, "Oh, I'm in the house band for The Voice UK." And I said, "Oh, I'm not just saying this because I'm standing in front of you, but I think, you know, I've often commented to my wife that the band's really, really brilliant. By the way, my name's Julian, I'm a big Level 42 fan, that's why I've come to see Pete." And he went, "Julian, you're the guy with all the memorabilia, aren't you?" And I said, "Yeah, why?" He said, "Oh, me and my dad, who had actually sat behind me watching the gig, are very big Level 42 fans, and we've watched a lot of your clips on YouTube." So there was this sort of, in my mind, I was sort of thinking, right, who asks for whose autograph here then? But anyway, I thought that was a really, really nice story. Also, I just want to quickly mention Mandy Hodgkinson and Corinne Graves. My youngest son Louis made a tweet the other day about people subscribing to my channel, and he did show me both your lovely comments. Thank you very much indeed, girls. Lastly, I will be doing one of my charity auctions soon. It will be for Macmillan, which was basically in honour of Rachel. That was one of the charities she wanted money to when we went to the crematorium. I'll just show you 3 items I will be able to auction. This is from Wally. It's a picture I took of him in the 606 Club in 2016. This is a picture of Mike. I took this picture at Southend at Cliffs Pavilion. And another one Pete signed for me when I saw him the other day. So, if you've never seen any of my clips before and you like what you see, push the button of me, which should be somewhere about here in the bottom of the clip. And bye bye everybody, bye bye.